Hello everybody and welcome to Wosnice Season 2, Episode 3. Today we will be doing a few contracts just to earn a bit of money because our bank account is in dire need of being refilled. At this rate, I won't even have enough money to rent a combine harvester when time to harvest comes. So we have a few interesting contracts here. We have a harvesting contract and another one here. So we have about $3,600 worth of harvest contract that we can do easily, and we could score a couple of these little fields as well. But to rent our very own cultivator first, we're gonna do a cultivation contract. We have a very wide cultivator at our farm, so we should be able to do these contracts fairly quick. So I'm going to start by accepting this one contract here. So field 102 is right to the north of our 3 fields. It's a long, narrow stretch, so this will be really quick. So let's go attach the cultivator to our Lambo tractor. As you can see, I only have $1,900 left in my bank account, which, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't even cover the rental fees for the smallest combine harvester. Now ideally, I'd like to do just enough contracts so I could rent a slightly bigger combine harvester because I'm always using the same model, but I'd like to get some variety in. I was going to drive through my fields to get the 102, but that would have been a big mistake because I do play with crop destructions on. Now there's no actual path to get to field 102, so I will have to drive through my neighbor's field, I suppose. At least crop destruction doesn't affect other people's field, just mine. So yeah, sorry neighbor. Yeah, no, in real life he would be very, very unhappy, and I wouldn't blame him. Having a big tractor driving through your field would be pretty annoying. Anyway, let's get this cultivator unfolded and let's get this contract done. Alright, so the field is considered done. Now that's the beauty of doing contracts. Sometimes you don't actually have to finish the job and it's still considered done, which is even neater when you're doing harvesting because you can sell the leftover grain for yourself. Let's collect our payment, which is almost $1,200. That's decent enough for a few minutes of work. Oh, and we got a nice fertilizing contract that we can also do with our own equipment. So I'll go and bring the Lambo tractor back to our farm, and I will swap out for the Kubota M7 with the fertilizer spreader attached. Hopefully when we sell our product, we're going to start selling product actually in November. If I'm not mistaken, it's the best time to sell eggs and I think canola, but I would have to look into that. Anywho, point I was getting at is hopefully when I start selling all my products, we're gonna have enough money to start working on our yard extension and maybe even buying one of them large fields. We'll see. I don't think we'll have enough money to buy the big fields yet, but I can dream, right? Anyway, I'm just gonna move this out of the way, pop this off to the side right here, and voila. I'll pick up the fertilizer spreader. I'm pretty sure it's still full enough for whatever field I have to do. I didn't even look at the field number. I probably should have done that. Anyway, let's have a look at our map. So we're going to be doing field 117, which is completely to the southern western side of the map. So here we are, field 117. I'm not sure what's in here. Sugar beets. Alright. Well, this should be pretty quick. This spreader has a 42 meter working width. I think I might have to do 1 pass and a half, maybe. I don't even think I need to fast forward the video for this. Voila. Well, that was a really easy $1,200. So let's collect our payment. Now let's see what options we have. So we have a few decent harvesting contract, which I wouldn't mind doing. This one seems pretty good. 2 grand. I know initially I said I was gonna use my own equipment, rent the harvester, but since I don't exactly know when I'm gonna need the harvester for myself, I don't really want to be renting it and keeping it on the farm. So I'm just gonna use equipment that they give me with the contract. I mean, it's only a deduction of $228. I can easily live with that. I'll still make $1,800 off of this contract. So let's borrow items. But before we do the contract, I'm just gonna bring my good old M7 back to the farm. Ain't no point in leaving it out in the field that we don't even own. Oh, what is that? What's this here? Do I see an easy $1,000? There we go. Oh, an extra $1,000 in my bank account. Okay, so I'm gonna drop off the fertilizer spreader right back in the shed where it goes. Then I will replace the weeder within that shed. I'll park the M7 and I'll go use the equipment which was supplied to me for the contract. And I might do at least another contract today, and then I might start tackling my own fields, since at least I'll have a bit of income to spare. I won't be too stressed about my finances if I can have at least I would like to get it up to 10 grand. So I might do including this contract that I've already got lined up, maybe another 3 contracts ought to bring me to 10 grand. That way I'll feel safe, have a nice little cushion. Anyway, let's park this here and let's jump into, I don't even remember what was supplied to me. Our contract is field 104. Now on the map I don't really see a clear separation between 104 and 107. Hopefully when I get there I can actually see a difference between the 2 fields. Plus they're both ready to harvest, but at least they don't have the same crop in. So I'll be able to differentiate. And I have to sell the crops at Barn Inn Village. So at least it's a pretty short drive. I don't have to go very far. And would you look at that? I didn't have to drive through my neighbor's field after all. I just noticed there's a little path going here, and I could have done field 102, which I did earlier, coming off that path. Anyway, live and learn. So for this job, I was supplied with a Massey Ferguson tractor, a rather large trailer, seems like a bit of an overkill for such a small tractor, and a Topliner Dotsfar combine harvester with a header and a header trailer, so the transportation to the field will be easier. But again, I don't even think I'll be using the header trailer. It's basically a straight line to the field from here. So anyway, I'll move the tractor out of the way first because I won't be able to get the combine harvester out of the dealership. So this is the nice part about borrowing equipment for contracts. I do enjoy having a variety of tractors, just messing around with different machines, and this way I get paid to do it. So it's a win-win. So I'm gonna go and see what field 104 looks like. So field 104 should be just to our left after this hill. It's a sorghum field, so I would say it's safe to assume that it's this field here. Let's just park this off to the side. This field has already been harvested, so I know we're not damaging anything by parking here. Yeah, this is the field. Alright, so I'll turn the engine off on this, and I will hop into combine harvester. Let's attach the header. Alright, so let's take this to the field. Now something I did notice, as predicted, the trailer which was supplied to me versus the tractor that was supplied to me, those two don't really go together very well. The tractor was struggling. I couldn't make it over 35 kilometers an hour, and its max speed is supposedly 42 kilometers an hour, which means that the trailer is way too heavy for that little tiny tractor. I don't know how it's gonna handle when the trailer is actually full, but I guess we'll find out. Worst case scenario, I'll just drive very slowly, or I can always just go and grab one of my own tractors if this one is struggling too much. We're almost at the field. The path to drive here is pretty narrow. Even this relatively small combine harvester barely fits between the trees, so buying something bigger would be really pointless. So when it comes time to actually buy my very own combine harvester, I will have to keep in mind its width versus price, because everything in this map is small and narrow. So buying something super huge, though I might get my fields done very fast, it will be a real pain to drive around town, so it won't be that beneficial. Anyway, let's get this job started. this tractor is clearly not made for such a big trailer. This is absurd. Going uphill at 6 to 13 kilometers an hour. Luckily, I'm almost there, and this is the last load. Now you may have noticed that my tractor kind of drifts a lot. That's clearly because the weight of the trailer is actually pushing against the tractor. So whenever I start going too fast, well, the trailer just pushes me right off the road. Also, just want to clarify real quick, when I was reading the contract, I wasn't even looking at the right contract when I said I had to bring to the barn and village. The grain actually went to the village grain elevator, which makes a lot more sense because the barn and village is actually a bale sell point. So I found it kind of odd when I saw that, but I didn't think to look at the contract number. Anyway, so right now we have $5,162. So whatever extra sorghum we sell here today is going in our pocket, and then we can claim the contract fee. Oh wow. The harvest income from the extra sorghum was actually worth more than the contract. That's very good. That's really good news for us. I'm very happy with that. Anyway, let's turn in our contract, get our payment. So $1,800 since we were deducted for leasing the equipment. So that's fine. So let's collect our payment. Now, do we want to do another one? I think we might as well. But let's do something different. Let's do... maybe something... a cornfield? That could be fun. This one is harvest corn, field 70, and take the product back to Agropole. Okay. Yeah, let's borrow items. Hey, it's going to be a Kubota tractor. Let's borrow this. So again, we have a fairly similar lineup. We are getting a Dutzfar top liner, but instead of our traditional header, we're getting a corn header, which folds. So no need for a header trailer. We've got the M6. Again, I have to say, this is a small tractor for such a big trailer. But, whatever. Not my tractor. If he wants to push his engine to the max, that's his problem. Anyway, let's go and get the cornfield started. So our contract is field 70, all the way to the south. And our sell point is Agropole, which is marked with a big exclamation mark. So our contract is just down this little path here, down to the right. We can see the corn from here. So I might as well unfold the header and unfold the harvester. Now I'm going to start from the furthest side. That way the auger pipe is aiming in the right direction. So let's get lined up here. And let's get to work. Hopefully we get a nice little bonus income again. I'm not sure how much we're gonna get because this is a pretty small haul for everything that we harvested, but let's switch that to the right side. There we go. And the moment of truth, we have 10,988. Oh, a little extra 1,454. Clearly doing the sorghum field was a much more profitable contract, but I mean, I'll still take it. I can't spit on that. So let's go claim our reward. $1,150 for the contract plus the extra grain income. It's a pretty good payout. So let's collect. Super. Well, we're at $13,475. Now let's just have a look at our own farm before we call it a day. We have almost 3 full pallets of eggs here, so we don't have to move them around quite yet. Our chickens aren't due for food, so we don't have to tend to the chickens today. And my 3 fields don't require any attention. Now I haven't gotten around to doing field 15, 28, nor 30. And I still have to move the bells from field 58. But those are all things that can wait for now. Before we go, let's just have a look at the sales menu. There's not much here that's very interesting. We have a plow, but I don't see the point in owning a plow. I'll just rent it when it comes time to do my field expansions, but because buying it is pointless. I already have a pretty good subsoiler, and a dry box trailer will do us no good, especially not in this tiny map. So all in all, I'd say it was still a pretty good day. We didn't do much around our own farm, but we did manage to fill up our coffers a bit. October is not a good month to sell any of our products, so we won't have to do this today. But next month though, we're gonna be selling our eggs and our canola. So before I turn in for the day, I'm just gonna do myself a favor and I'm gonna get rid of this eyesore filled with weeds. So since we have a bit of a spare income, we're gonna turn this entire field into a wide dirt patch in provision for our incoming construction projects. Oh yeah, that looks really nice. I can already picture our new yard with little pig enclosures in it and everything. I can't wait to start building. On that note, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to leave a comment, a like, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.